Assalamualaikum to our beloved lecturer, Madam Cynthia. We from Group The Nuggets will be presenting about Code of Ethics in Online Teaching. But first, we will introduce our name first. My name is SHAHEERA HUSNA.
My name is NABILAH.
My name is ALISHA. My name is NAJLA.
And my name is NAJWA.
Okay, without wasting any time, I will start with the introduction first. Okay, so basically, Code of Ethics or the Ethical Code is a guide to help teachers on how to improve their students in academic and also in life lessons. Next, online teaching was introduced in 1982, and applications like Canva, Microsoft Word, and Google Docs actually help students to become more creative by exploring how to learn using their device. Okay, and lastly, the connection between online teaching and Code of Ethics was that every time a teacher is teaching her or his students, ethics need to be implied in the class so students can make the teacher as their role model. Next, we will start with the Code of Ethics in online teaching.
I will start with the first code of ethics in online teaching. The first one is appearance. As a teacher, they should wear proper attire because they shouldn't wear inappropriate outfits or racy dress. Thus, they should wear appropriate outfits and dress. As a teacher, they should wear national attire or formal modern attire, such because they should give good impression and set good examples for their students. Secondly, they should ensure presentable look, because as a teacher they should focus on the overall look. They should look clean, neat and fresh by grooming themselves. Thus, they should look well organized and put up together. This is to increase student interest to learn and to let the students feel comfortable when they are learning. Next, I'll pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. Now I'll be talking about the second code, communication. Okay, so my first point, use clear pronunciations. Okay, as a teacher, of course, you need to have a clear pronunciation or else your students won't be able to understand you. If a teacher mispronounce anything or words, student will also misunderstand and get the wrong idea. Like, I'll give a common example. Let's say dia and there. I often see people switch between these two words. Okay, moving on to my second point, apply appropriate speed and intonation. Okay, for this point, teachers need to know how to control their speed while teaching, because sometimes too slow speech will make students become more bored and not wanting to focus in class, while too fast speech will make students lose a few informations and end up not wanting to hear the whole lecture. This is what not wanting to hear the whole lecture. This is why controlling your speed is important and will have a big impact in class. And to add some more, it is better to provide a break for students to have their own time to absorb all the informations. Next, I'll pass it to the next presenter.
Alright, now I will be continuing the third one, which is language. The first point is employ formal language. So when a teacher is using a formal language in online learning, it will actually help to establish an environment of professionalism for students in the virtual classroom. This is because formal language helps in enhancing clarification and comprehension for both sides, the teacher and the student. Not only that, they also have to emphasize the need for clear and formal communication with one another, as it will help students to develop their soft skill with their speech. Moving on, for the second point is not using any vulgar language. In online teaching and learning or any educational settings, vulgar language has no right place for teachers or the student to use it. This is because it is very inappropriate and rude. And it is also very significant to maintain a respectful and professional atmosphere in virtual classroom. Moreover, online learning usually includes students that are from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and groups of different ages. With that being said, vulgar language should never be used during educational settings as it will show the respectfulness towards everyone. That's all from me. Next, I'll pass to Alisha.
Now I explain about the non-verbal communication. Educators should use hand gestures to capture the students' attention. Educators must use hand gestures at a normal speed, which is to maintain it. This is so the students can have better perspective on how to understand the lecture better. Thus, it can create a good flow of the lecture. The second one is to maintain eye contact. The first one, the lecturer should do is look directly at the camera. It may be uncomfortable and hard to do at first, but then the lecturer can slowly connect with the other students. That when they connect with the students will feel comfort and will feel more excited to learn the lecture. The last one is to show respect. This will make the students feel more appreciated. Next, I'll pass it to the next presenter.
So the last aspect of our code of ethics is punctuality. There are two rules that lies under this aspect. The first one is enter class on time. So this happens when the teacher starts at the scheduled time. They should initiate their class at the stated time in their given timetable. The next point is prepare beforehand and do not wait until the last moment. Make sure that the teacher's classes visual link or any teaching materials are near them, not somewhere that requires them to be far from their device. The last point is students might lose excitement to participate in class. Certain students have the mindset to be energized before classes start, and when teachers somewhat start their class later, it indirectly affects the students' participation in their lessons. The second point is finishes lesson promptly. Students may have classes after the teacher's lesson, and this actually leads the students to not being able to prepare themselves physically and cognitively for the other lesson. Second point is dragging the duration of the teacher's class and being late for the next lesson too. It is not just your students who would be late, but also you as a teacher for your next lesson, if you have one. The last point is students who are expecting for the class to actually end on time would no longer be willing to be in the class anymore. So some students tend to bear in their mind that their excitement for a lesson only lasts until the time that the class is supposed to end. Hence, finishing your class late can actually lead the students being in the lesson without actually learning effectively. That's all for the code of ethics. Now I'll pass to the next presenter.
Now I'll explain the effects of applying code of ethics in online teaching. The first one is to ensures respectful learning environment. This is because it is important to ensure politeness, because when teachers follow the code of ethics, it can ensures that their actions and interactions are respectful. Next is no interference during the learning process, because students will know. The last one is to ensure secure space, because the classroom will feel like a secure space where everyone can learn in peace. Next, I'll pass to the next presenter.
Second one, it can increase student engagement. This because the students will be filled with enthusiasm. Other than that, it will put good influence on other students. The last one is students will not get easily distracted, but they will be more focused on the lesson. Next, I'll pass it to the next presenter.
To continue, another effect is by having maximized learning outcomes. With an ethical teaching practices, it can enhance the overall quality of education for the students. Moreover, with an effective online teaching, it helps to encourage the student to think critically, where they are able to put themselves in the real world situations. And lastly, to promote a deeper understanding towards something they are learning in order to sharpen their thinking skill. Next, I'll pass to Wawa for the conclusion.
So now I'll conclude our assignment. The first point is it aims to provide teachers who are respected by societies, especially students. So we hope that by comprehending the ethics and effects that we have laid in this handbook, reputable teachers are able to be produced. Second point is get to prepare and improve ourselves to be teachers as future educators. With all of the code of ethics that we have listed, we manage to educate ourselves indirectly in being an ethical teacher. Last but not least, we are more aware of the effects of not applying the code of ethics in online teaching. When writing down the consequences of being unethical teachers, we can clearly see how important it is to be an ethical one. That's all from us. Thank you very much.